Live from the shed. Southern Fried Soundstage, you know we rock hard. Baby, out here, that's the only way. Bring it on, good times. Southern Fried Soundstage, if you want to get crazy. Out here, that's the only way. Bring it on, good times. All the good times. Southern Fried Soundstage. Southern Fried Soundstage. Southern Fried Soundstage. Southern Fried Southern Fried Soundstage. 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 Southern Fried Soundstage.
And we are live from the shed.
Man, that'll make you want to get your
And my
hair
wife's
swinging,
phone
won't it?
is making noise because I accidentally took her phone with me.
Ruh-roh.
See if I can turn that down a little bit. So, welcome back. We're going to do our music show, the Southern Fried Soundstage. And one of the things we do is we look at a year of music and highlight the those bands that are put out big albums that year.
Yep.
We look at Dave's Vault, 3 albums from the vault. And I do say albums because that's what I'm showing.
The vinyl, baby.
The vinyl, that's right. But I do want to highlight something in a minute. And we also we talk about a band, and tonight that band is going to be a little bit about Genesis. We don't have time to do it justice, but
Right.
But we are going to. I'm trying to figure out. I hate bothering with somebody else's phone, so hopefully it is turned down. It's probably not, and I'll probably have to mess with it again. So anyway, I am the Cornbread Man, and this is the
Biscuit boy in the
Biscuit
house.
Boy in the house, and we appreciate you coming into Instagram already. We hope you love music. We want to talk about music. We're older, so we like. What's your musical cutoff? I mean, you may like a lot of music today. I'm not really into a lot of today's music.
I don't know a lot of today's music.
There are a few bands that I like. I kind of got away from really looking at it, but there are a few bands that I do like, and I think all these things run in circles, and I think there's a lot of what I would call really authentic bands coming out. I told you that wasn't cut off.
Well, the thing, with me, I get my music off of Facebook, and YouTube and different places like that. I don't listen to the radio anymore. I very rarely listen to anything over the airwaves as far as.
Well, I listen to satellite radio because you can kind of program into what you want,
But
So
as far as FM stations, I don't. The sound just isn't that good, and it goes in and out. I like to, listen to my music loud, and that does not vote well.
Yeah.
Or boat well, however, I don't know how that sound's supposed to go.
However that is, I don't know. I always say that, the mid 90s music kind of died for a while. I can't get this thing to shut up. I got to get Kaylee to come get it. So anyway, let me text her again. But anyway, welcome to the show. And we're multitasking here, which is not good for,
Hey,
for
we don't
any
panic.
of us.
We don't panic.
We don't panic.
We pivot.
We pivot.
That's right. We pivot.
Is that would work in the financial world too,
It
wouldn't it?
does. It translates well into the financial world. We don't panic. We pivot. If we don't have the answer for something at that particular time, we find the answer one way or another. Something doesn't go right, we make it right.
To keep ascending,
Right.
So, I bet I'd probably mess her up on this. There we go. I think I got it. I think I finally got it. So hopefully we'll see.
Ascending. Focus on consistent growth.
Maybe not. Throw that thing over there somewhere. Watch your headphones.
Not listening.
Yeah, put it under my jacket or something. It has invaded the airways. I did that one night. I had my phone laying here and I said something and it called me a liar or something. And I'm like, shut up,
It's underneath your jacket.
That'll work. Maybe it's far enough away we won't hear it. So
it's muffled.
It's muffled. Maybe. I can still
maybe
hear
not.
it. I'll probably end up having to run it. We'll try to get through the show. My wife has too many things coming into her phone, But anyway,
we can handle it.
What's your favorite group? Who do you like? Who's your favorite band? If you had to say your favorite
Of all time,
yeah,
favorite. Oh man, there are so many to choose from. I guess my favorite of all time would be the Eagles.
The Eagles
It would have to be the Eagles.
Okay.
Now that's in that genre.
Yeah, in that genre. I mean, you could have a lot in different things.
Right.
Like you might have your favorite country artist. You might have your favorite.
And Metallica is obviously one of my favorite metal bands.
Oh, and I gotta get. Hold on. Let me get these.
Country. It would have to be Waylon and Willie.
Waylon and Willie.
Yeah.
What was
there
that
are,
song?
Lots of different yacht rock.
Yacht Rock.
That's to be.
That's a station on
Poco.
On satellite.
Pablo Cruz. I like both of them.
Pablo,
Poco, and Pablo.
All right. So from Dave's Vault. So
Dave's Vault.
Dean's floating around out there. He's got to work
from the vinyl vault
from
the
and
Cornbread.
I've been
band.
pulling only rock, so it is still pop or rock.
Right.
It could be a lot of things, not pop rocks. But I did pull 3 albums from. These are mine. I've had these for decades.
Okay.
Decades. Some of them I remember where I got them. Some I do not remember where I got them. So we will see. I was always a big fan of this lady, a huge fan. Kept up with her career.
I'm seeing these for the first time as well, folks.
Yeah, he's seen them for the first time.
Yep.
These have not been pulled out. In fact, they've probably got
still
some
have the dust on them.
I have dust on them. I need to clean them off. They've been in the vault literally.
Yep.
And I haven't because I haven't played. I don't have a turntable right now. So these
we'll
have
have
not
to
been
remedy
played.
that.
Yeah, these have not been played in a while, but they've been played a lot back in the day. They have mileage on them, but they're in pretty good shape. I've been looking at them.
Okay.
So, I was born in '65, so a lot of my music early on was the '70s, which was all over the place.
Yep.
But there was a lot of female singers were very popular in the '70s, from the Mandrell sisters,
especially the late '70s.
The late '70s.
Pointer Sisters. There was a lot.
But there was a lot of female artists. Well, one of my favorites was, if not my favorite, was Olivia Newton-John, and I just the voice of an angel.
Physical.
The voice of an angel. She started out in country, and was fairly successful actually in country because she has such a voice. But of course, when you got into the later in the decade, she started doing a little more pop, a little bit almost the rock side, rock pop rock, whatever you will say. And of course, the big break was getting to be in the movie.
She was the Alison Krauss of her day.
Just an amazing voice. Was absolutely was a beautiful person, beautiful voice, could sing and dance and do all those things. She could act.
She could.
And of course, Grease was the movie that
was her breakout.
She was in some other movies, but that was the one.
Yep.
It was the role of a lifetime.
Yep.
So around 1980, I believe it is. I believe it was 1980. I could be wrong, but I think that's the year. This one had a lot of. It was the video age. It might have been actually 82. Let me look and see if I can see that, because
Let's Get Physical.
I didn't look. And of course, John Farr always produced. I'm trying to look at the year on this. 81. So I was 1 year off. So, but
1981.
but this had some mileage on it. But it was the Olivia Newton-John physical album, and so of course it was, as far as albums go, you got some albums would do the opening, like you had the. Yeah. But this was I'm getting the dust off of it. This was not a double album. It was just that they put a lot. It was almost like a pinup.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because the record was made to open up to show more of her, and on the inside you just simply get a little writing, and you got her swimming in the water.
And see, they were going after the young males.
Absolutely. Well, they got them because they got me. I mean,
they got me.
Hey, broski. So
I can remember bebopping around the skating rink listening to this.
This was a massive album. This was the high watermark.
Yeah.
This really was the high watermark for her career. Now she went on to have some other songs, and Xanadu, and there many, many songs, but this was the high watermark. And I'll tell you the ones you remember the song Landslide.
Yes.
Love that song. It's actually one of my
song.
favorites on this. It's really close for me. I love that song Landslide. Stranger's Touch. It's not known as much. It never made it really to radio. Make a Move on Me, big song.
Yep, very big song.
Make a Move on Me. I love the groove of that song.
Yep. And
of course her singing it just makes it
haven't heard that in many moons.
Oh man, Falling. Love Make Me Strong. I like that song. Of course, and this is what's funny about this. That's side one.
Yeah.
The name of the album is Physical. Let's Get Physical. That's side two.
Side two.
That's side two, song one, Physical. Huge song, huge video.
Yep.
It was a top.
It was banned in some places.
Yeah, it was. Because of the suggestive dance and stuff, and the dress, and there was a lot of a little more conservative time. And she was never. I mean, really, the grease made her a little bit more like that, risque, because she was always very wholesome.
She was like the Julie Andrews of pop.
That's a good way to put it. She was not. I would say dirty or anything after that, but it allowed her to be a little bit more sexy.
Look what they're doing today. I mean, come on.
But I'm saying for that time. I'm saying for that time. I don't like to compare ages. I'm saying for that time, that was the FCC was pretty tight and stuff, and there was a lot of things that just wasn't allowed.
I agree.
And she was not ever one to push the envelope on that.
But I've seen some things today that.
But honestly, the three biggest songs is Physical, Landslide, and Make a Move on Me.
Yep.
But that powered that album. I don't remember what it made it to. I don't know if it made it to number one, but I can remember that summer that album was out. The videos were playing. The song was the song Physical itself was huge and has a lasting power to this day.
Yeah.
Even people today hear the song.
They do.
They hear the song Physical. So that's in Dave's vault.
Good album.
Let me see here. The album looks to be in really good shape.
Oh, it does from here.
Got a little bit of dirt. That's just dust. But that was an MCA. You can see the MCA on there, and you can't tell on the camera, but this album was played a lot. It's pretty clean, man.
Yep.
That's from Dave's vault. I took care of my albums, man.
Obviously.
I'd get on to people if
You're one of those that would wipe it off while it was still turning and then put it in its sleeve.
If I took my turntable, and because sometimes I did little parties and stuff for friends and stuff, and if I took my stuff there. If some idiot got over there jumping around and made my stuff skip, they got in a lot of trouble. So now what I love about albums is, and I actually forgot about this. This one has an insert. And you wouldn't know this till you bought the album, right?
Yep.
That's what you see when you bought the album. So this probably didn't make the cut, Paul, because of that one side. But what I like, and I remember it now because I was thinking how cool. But on the one side, and I'm not talking about this side, but you got more of her working out and all that.
Yep.
And it's really hard to see, but it's like she's swimming with dolphins there because there is that song about the dolphin.
Yep.
But all of the songs, I'm trying to all the lyrics, all the songs and all the lyrics are on the other side.
Yep.
That's something they used to do a lot of.
Yep.
And for me, I mean, how many people?
You got little Easter eggs.
How many? Hey, I do take my music seriously. I really do. I cut up and go on.
Yeah.
But I definitely have always been a person who loved music. But how many people get lyrics wrong and they don't know what a word is? They made it easy for you. They put it there. That's on the inside of the album. That's an insert that you got in there. You had the sleeve that held the record.
Well, we could do a whole show on just lyrics
Well, we could.
gone awry.
Oh man, we could. And oh my gosh, I really forgot about this, Paul.
Did you really?
It has been so long since I have
Well, you were
pulled this
talking
out.
about it.
Oh my goodness.
The pin up.
I mean, what value? So for a kid, whether the artist is, it doesn't matter the artist. Look at all that you got off of that.
That right there might be worth some money, son.
So
You never know.
love Olivia.
Yeah.
God rest her soul.
Yep.
The cancer just wreaked havoc.
That's a terrible thing.
The only problem I ever had with Olivia was, well, two things. One was she chose men bad men. That she really did choose bad. She just never. She was happy, but those were not great men. Many of them. She had one daughter, and she was a little bit. She was too. She was a little too environmental for me. I believe in taking care of the environment, but she's a little too environmental. So, but she was one of those artists that could go between a lot of different kinds of artists, and sing or get along. Or she was not a controversial person.
Right.
She was nice, and everybody remembered that way. So, is Olivia fan of Olivia? Fan?
Oh,
Yeah.
big fan.
Big career.
She reminded me a lot of Princess Di.
That's a good comment to make too.
Yeah.
All right. I did see this album is not opened. This album I got, look at that.
Oh,
Marked
my
down.
Heavens.
Marked down. And
Wow.
it had been marked down to that. So
Wow.
after and this is not the first one he did, I believe this is a live. I don't remember where I got this, but I got this in some kind of bin. But after the great Ace Frehley left Kiss, he made Frehley's Comet.
Yep.
And there is one of the albums of Frehley's Comet. It's kind of hard, it's glare, but you can see that. Now, you can't hardly tell, but this album,
And it's never been played.
I've never opened this.
Wow.
This album,
I'll be
I got
right
it
back,
marked
brother.
down for $1. Oops, no, really, I got it for 25 cents, folks. I don't know if you can see that. I got this album for 25 cents.
Wow.
Obviously in the 80s at some point, or 90s. I think it was 80s, though. I could be wrong. It's sealed. It's never been opened. And this album came out in, sorry, I can't look through the progressive and get to the year, 1988. So this was late 80s, and I was buying a lot of music around that time. And who was the band he had with him at this time? Todd Hallworth, the guitar lead vocals, John Reagan, bass guitar, and Anton Fig, well-known drummer. He's had different artists because he would, he would gather different people. It was like Vinnie Vincent, but Frehley's Comet. Very cool. There's the back of it, so you can see that. I wouldn't say that I was a huge fan of Frehley's Comet, but I liked Ace Frehley, and I did like some of the songs. It was like a lot of the rock in the 80s it was a little polished and a little bit more. It wasn't gritty like the 70s, the Kiss stuff, the very early stuff, but it was a live album. I'd love to tell you what this sounded like, but I don't have a clue because I never opened it. I guess I could go on satellite radio and pull up the songs, but Frehley's Comet. That's it. That's Dave's Vault. Are you a fan or not a fan? There's a lot of information on the back. I can't pull out the insert because I never opened it, and I suspect I'll just leave it closed. But one of these days I'll look in a little bit deeper into that album. So I bought it for $0.25. One of my favorite artists of the 1970s. I love them. I love just really about everything that they did. And this album been played a lot. It looks pretty good. It's been played a little bit more. This was the hits album. This album came out in 1983. The Charlie Daniels Band.
Yes.
Big fan of the Charlie Daniels Band. Here on the back cover, we've got the picture of the band. God bless Charlie.
Yeah. Does that have long hair, country boy?
I'm fixing to tell you.
Oh.
Friend of mine at work, he's retired now.
Right.
His brother goes to church in Nashville. They went to the same church.
Right.
And because Charlie really he got right with God.
Yeah, he did.
And he did change some of the songs, the lyrics, because he didn't want to sing those no more. He wrote a great Christian album called Steel Witness. Oh my gosh, I love that album. But he loved to sing, and he's a big fan of the military.
Yep.
He loved kids.
Country.
He loved America.
That's right.
The great patriot. And he'd be sickened by what he was talking a lot about it before he died. He had like a little podcast thing. He wouldn't do a full show, but he would do videos,
Right.
and he would tell his how he felt about it. But they said health was starting to go down a little bit. They said his knees were bad. He'd be wobbling back and forth going in the church. But when he got on stage with that fiddle, they said you wouldn't know he was the age he was. Yeah. He was in his 70s by then. His son still keeps memory going alive, and talks a lot, but it'll never be the same. The Charlie Daniels Band. Yeah. All right, let's look at the songs and see if you're a fan.
One of my karaoke go-tos is on that album, I believe.
Okay. Of course, side one, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. They don't waste no time. Huge hit, still gets played today.
Yep.
Everybody's heard that song.
Yep.
Number 2, The South's Gonna Do It Again. That played well in the South, I can tell you.
Yes,
but it represents anybody who feels like they feel like they've been kicked down. They feel like that they're not represented, that they've been pushed back or pushed down or take things taken from them. The South, very, they lost a lot of their, their pride. They lost a lot. It was again, not to get into the whole controversy, but the South was
they were kicked.
They were brutally raked over the coals. It was ugly what happened there in the South. Charlie tapped into that.
Yeah.
And that song did that. It's not the only one. Stroker's theme from the movie. I was a big fan of that movie and song. I like that. Uneasy Rider.
Another good one.
Let It Roll. One of my favorites in America. And you can play that song today.
Yep.
And it's just as current today as it was when he wrote it.
I agree.
I loved that song.
I agree.
Thank you there for the like on the show. We appreciate it. I would say your name, but I'd probably say it wrong. And I'm sure I would, but thank you for the like. Still in Saigon.
Yep.
Here's your song, Long Haired Country Boy.
That's it.
The Legend of Woolly Swamp.
That's one of my favorites of all time.
The Legend of Woolly Swamp. And every time I see him, go ahead.
He came out later on with the Full Moon Tour. That was actually an album.
Yeah.
And it was a blue album. I wish I still had it. Limited edition. But The Legend of Woolly Swamp was huge off of that album.
Absolutely. Listen to this. I don't remember this being on here, but there's a little paragraph on the back of the album. In one way, it seems like yesterday. In another, it seems like forever. For I'm a man who has been much blessed of God. For I have seen miracles performed and dreams come true. I have seen the sun set in every corner of this great land we call America. Well, I love that. Yeah. I have entertained her children in Hamlet and Metropolis and found them to be the salt of the earth. I have been blessed with solid and lasting friendships. I have been blessed with musicians who play their music from their hearts and souls. I have been blessed with the best. D Road Crew, a man ever had, the best D Road Crew a man ever had. I have been blessed with memories enough to last 5 lifetimes, and God gave me the gift of music to share with the citizens of his good earth. And so the last 10 years are history, but let's not call it a decade. Let's call it the first decade, the first of many more. And he did have many more.
He did.
Charlie did have many more. God bless Charlie Daniels. Charlie was a crossover artist. He was played on rock stations. He was played on country stations, Southern rock, you name it.
His music and rap.
And I want to tell you, one of the greatest things now, looking back, that was cool. The volunteer jams were awesome. I never got to go to one, but the one where he brought the surviving members of Leonard Skinner on and they played. Dude, I bet there wasn't a dry in the house, man. He brought in Gary Rossington and all, the one, Alan Collins. And I mean,
that Artemis Powell was drunk.
All of them came out. And I think that was the first time they had played since the crash together.
I saw him downtown Chattanooga in a block party that they had in 1984.
Who?
85. Charlie Daniels.
Charlie, okay.
Yeah, I actually got to meet the man. I mean, it was a pretty small guy. You know how big downtown Chattanooga is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was right there, old school Chattanooga, where Miller Plaza is now.
Yeah.
That
you
was
wouldn't play music. You wouldn't play music there now, but
no.
So anyway, I heard Charlie play a concert for some rich dudes up on the lake, some fancy shindig. Right. We were camping at Chester Frost Park. They played a whole show. We couldn't see them,
Awesome.
but it sounded like I was right. That song, the sound coming across the water.
Right.
We sit right there
Yeah, you
in our lawn chairs
Hear
by the
for
campfire
miles.
and listen to every song. I
Wow.
got to hear all these live,
That's awesome.
but I never did see him. I hate that I never did get to see him in concert, and that
Oh,
ticks
wow.
me off that I didn't.
I
Thank you, broski. Thank you for that, man.
I was privileged. I saw him 3 times. 3 times in concert.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's
saw the
cool,
Full Moon
man.
tour, and then I saw him downtown. And then when I was living in Indiana, he was on tour, and I got to.
Can you imagine a triple bill of Charlie Daniels Band, Leonard Skinner, and say
38 special?
Well, you could say 38. I had something in my head. It just
I'm sorry.
jumped out. No, it ain't your fault. I
Allman
just went
Brothers.
blank. I was thinking Leonard Skinner, Charlie Daniels, and my gosh, I just went blank. But a triple bill like that, you could throw in Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah,
That'd be heavy.
I mean, those two and
Oh, what did I was thinking of somebody else.
Marshall Tucker. Maybe?
No, well, that'd be a
I'm-
good
I'm
one,
gonna
man.
keep throwing you off here.
That would be a great one. The
The
Marshall
Allman
Tucker.
Brothers,
Molly Hatchet.
yeah, Molly Hatchet,
Allman
yeah,
Brothers,
yeah.
absolutely. But they used to do
Wet
them
Willie.
big bills. We'd have 3, 4, 5 bands
Yeah.
all day Saturday.
Yeah,
I mean, I know Leonard Skinner would be the closer, but my goodness, I mean, how do
Yeah.
you put Charlie opening up or something?
I never got to see Leonard Skinner in concert.
I just did the reunion. A lot of people say that wasn't Leonard Skinner, but it
Yeah.
was amazing to see them
Well,
on that
yeah.
tour in
I mean,
'87.
still a lot of
So
talent.
I did
Goodness.
get to see them during that time. So that's from Dave's Vault. Boy, there's all kind of dust and everything.
Good job. Good
Uh,
job. Good job.
Well, thank you. That I never have a plan. I just look at the albums and I pick out the ones that.
Well, this is
that
my
kinda
first
jump
time
out.
on the Southern Fried Sound stage.
That's right, and you're going to bring a lot to the show. I hope you can join more.
I'm looking forward to it.
So okay, let's talk about Genesis. That's the okay.
Right.
Broski says Marshall Tucker Band is from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Just found out that about a month ago. I didn't know that. What was their big hit? To
Fire
see
on the Mountain.
Fire on the Mountain was one of
That
theirs.
was a good one. I mean, they had.
Thank you, Broski.
They had a few of them.
Marshall Tucker Band was a their own unique, great sound. I really like
Yeah,
that.
I like the way they incorporated the flute.
Yeah.
Along with just their own unique sound. The lead singer had a unique sound.
Yeah, they did. I really did
Yeah.
like them. So we're going to feature just for a few minutes, and we're going to talk albums of 1991, but a little bit about Genesis. The funny thing about Genesis, of course, who had amazing members who did a lot of things on their own.
Yeah.
Especially Peter Gabriel,
Yeah.
who used to be with them, Phil
Phil
Collins,
Collins.
obviously. But man, the other two, Mike and the Mechanics, I
Yes.
love that group, man.
Yeah.
The guitar player.
One of the
and-
most moving songs of the late 80s.
Man, I know what you're going to say.
I forget the name
The
of
years through, what was the name of that
Yeah.
song? It was about his dad,
it.
right?
Yes, it was about his dad.
Dude, that song stands up
Yeah.
today. I
Yeah.
love that. Mike
Most
and the
definitely.
Mechanics. And Tony, the synth player, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
he actually did he wrote scores, I think, for Broadway, and he did a lot of stuff. Super brilliant members in that band.
Yep.
Phil obviously was the drummer. He came out front, but he sung from the drums. But the funny thing is, if you're listening to the radio and you hear that voice, the challenge is to know which is Genesis and which is Phil Collins
Exactly.
solo.
Yeah. He
And
had an
believe
amazing
me,
solo career.
Because there's
Yeah.
overlap.
Yep.
Because he was still doing some things with Genesis when he started doing solo,
Yep.
and they also came back together and did some stuff at points.
Yep.
So it's really hard to know who, what, when, where. And there was a song I thought was a Phil Collins song. I don't remember which it was now, but it was actually a Genesis song. Now you mentioned one earlier
In
that
the
I
Air Tonight.
no, that's not the
That's a
one.
Miami Vice song.
Yeah. You mentioned the one earlier that I really
Abacat.
like, Abacat.
Yes.
And that
Awesome
is
song.
sonic brilliance. I
Yeah.
just love that whole
On a good
song.
sound system, man.
Oh
Man.
man. But that is a Genesis song,
Yes.
not a Phil
Phil
Collins
Collins
song.
song,
Some
yeah.
people get that mixed up. I mean, I like all of them. I like all of them. I like them apart. I like some Peter Gabriel. I mean, what's the monkey? What's the name of that?
Yeah, I want a Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Right? But he made some great
He
stuff.
made some weird stuff. He made some weird videos, put it that way.
Yeah, he
They
was.
made some weird
I'm not
videos.
saying I'm a big Peter Gabriel fan. Just some of his music.
Yeah.
I did love Phil Collins. I mean, he's went through some hard times with his health and everything. His son is accomplished. And
Right.
yeah, we're not going to mention that, broski. We won't. We'll get to those in just a minute. But Genesis was a huge hit maker in their own right. They sold a lot of records. They toured the world over.
Yeah.
And what a great name for it. I mean, I don't even know how they came up with that. I didn't look it up, how they came up with the name, which Genesis Beginnings or something
Right.
like that. But maybe I'm not going to say it's the most, but they have to be among them of the most talented bands ever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you,
yeah.
it's like the Beatles or whoever. Each member of the band is, or the Eagles or whoever.
They
Each
were
member
accomplished on their own.
they're solo artists, but they are extremely talented.
Yep.
And I love their sound.
And together they were.
What was the
They
name of
were-
that? You're killing me, man. Mike and the Mechanics, Through the Years or something like. What is the name of that? That's going to drive me crazy. It's a beautiful song about his dad. His
Yeah.
dad wasn't his dad had dementia, was dying or something, and
Something.
and you start losing the memories and stuff.
Yeah.
That song touches a lot of people.
I'm gonna find out.
But Mike and the Mechanics, I don't remember Mike's last name, but I should. My brain is not working tonight. I'm just firing cylinders in all places, you know.
That ain't it.
But I do love that, the Wasted Years or something like that. What is it called? If somebody knows, please put it here and save my
All right,
brain.
let me ask you real quick.
Yes, Genesis.
What was the song by Mike and the Mechanics about his father? Question.
Yeah, see how we have to do. We're old.
The song you're thinking of is My Old Man by Michael Mechanics.
I don't remember it called that.
Heartfelt tribute to his dad. Lines like, he taught me how to fight.
That was not the name of
No,
that song.
I'm
That's
sorry, folks. That is Gronk for you.
That is
I couldn't
not
use
the name of that
ChatGPT.
song, My
No,
Old
it is
Man.
not. No, it
My
is
God, what? That's the biggest fail I've ever heard.
Yeah, me
My
too. And
Old
you heard
Man.
it live right here.
My Old Man.
Yeah. No.
No, he didn't have a song called My Old Man.
No, he did not. I apologize for that.
We'll find out. You know,
Gronk, you're fired.
somebody knows it. Put it in, man.
Wow.
But Genesis, love their stuff.
Wow.
Pull up a list of the Genesis songs, hits. Just do Genesis hits. I should have had that pulled up. We had some stuff going on before the show. I was in kind of a dead
Give me a
run.
list of hits by the group Genesis.
Great songs. And well, Gronk messed up a while ago. It might give us, raindrops keep falling on your head or something. That's all. Now that's a song that sometimes people think that is
I have to have my glasses on to.
was a Phil Collins song. Turn It On Again, I Can't Dance. Home by the Sea, I like that song. Hold My Heart, Follow Me, Follow You, Follow Me. I did like that song a lot.
Yeah.
Invisible Touch, that's when the hits that's when they were just all over MTV. That was a big tour, Invisible Touch.
Yep.
Mama, which I thought was a Phil Collins song, was actually a Genesis song. In Too Deep, wasn't that from the movie? Didn't they use that in the soundtrack, I think? It just, I guess it's picking me up. Land of Confusion, that was that was from that Invisible Touch album.
Yeah.
Man on the Corner.
What a video.
Abacab album. Which one?
Land of Confusion.
Land
That
of
was a
Confusion,
weird
yeah.
video. I mean, the cartoons. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Abacab, of course, huge. Yeah, No Son of Mine, as you said there. Tonight. No Reply at All. I was a big fan of that song. There's so many here. I'm skipping over some, but I'm thinking of the
between
ones.
the two, Phil was involved in all of them, but Genesis, Phil Collins, so many hits over the years.
Amazing.
So many hits.
I mean, they're legendary status. I mean,
Yeah.
they are.
Now, let me try this.
Are
one
they
real
in the
quick.
Hall of Fame? Is Genesis in the music?
If they're not, they should be.
Well, Iron Maiden's up for that award this year. They better vote them in. They're 20 years past due.
Right. All right, let's see. What song by Mike and the Mechanics was about his father?
Let's see if we get Gronk second chance here.
All right, let me get some glasses on here so I can actually see.
Oh, we're not going to hear the voice. It's going to be
the rate. No, I'm doing this a different way.
you're just Gronk fell live on air.
Yeah.
The Living Years. Thank you. I
The
knew it was
Living
something years.
Yeah. Got it.
That song, I'm telling you, That's a gripper
And
right
I can hear
there.
it now. And
Yeah, Mike and the Mechanics,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I don't care if they didn't. He had some other songs that group as
Yeah.
they went solo doing their solo stuff. That group had some other songs that were hit makers.
Right.
Well, hit. They were relative. You hear them on the radio.
Yep.
But that song, it's one of those things that hits everybody in every genre.
Yeah.
How can you not like that song? It touches,
especially
because
I lost my dad here a while back, and that's fairly. Dads are just, you think they're going to live forever at times,
Well, true. I lost my dad on New Year's Eve. I mean, it was by the time it was official, it was the new year.
Right.
It was an amazing night. But I think about it was a complicated relationship with my dad.
Right.
There were times we didn't get along because of the divorce. And I love my dad. Don't hear me wrong what I'm saying. It was just times that, but in the end, what I want to say, and what I don't know, the reason that song touches me is in the end, as I got older, I didn't agree with some things he said or did.
Right.
But I began to understand why he felt the way he did.
Right.
That's interesting. Age brings that. And music helps us to kind of, I listen to music and just think about stuff. It's a deprogrammer for me. Yeah. I kind of just let my brain unwind as I'm listening to music. I
was blessed the last decade of my dad's life. He and we really mended fences, buried old hatchets. You know, we were closer than ever, and
I think me and my dad were. I mean, we ended up going to church together.
Yes.
You know what really did it? Thing. I mean, it's the magic potion. The first grandchild, Jeremy, who you've seen on the air here. Jeremy really kind of brought me and my dad back together, and my wife, who kept prodding me, because I was mad at him. I was hurt. I was really deeply hurt. Not mad, hurt. That's the better word is hurt. I wasn't mad. I didn't go around angry or nothing like that. I wasn't having a phobia or nothing like that.
Right.
I just was really upset and hurt because of some things that happened. It doesn't have to be mentioned. It's just sometimes relationships between people can be complicated, even parents or even marriages or whatever. That's the deepest of hurts,
Right.
And your dad, you look up to your dad. He's my hero, And anyway, my dad worked hard. He gave me a lot of great characteristics, And it was just there was just some things that we didn't agree on, because divorce. I took mom. I stayed with mom. I was already about grown. By the time I was divorced, I was already 18. I started when I was 17, so it was a rough ending for me too. It was bad. Yeah. So, but going to church again and going and visiting. But my wife I wouldn't go see him for a while. My wife would be like, "You got to go see your dad. He's your dad. You got to."
My wife.
This is Jeremy's grandfather, and I'm like,
yeah.
"Don't use the kid on me," because I wouldn't say it that way, but that's what I'm thinking inside.
Whatever works.
Brusky says, I went for a couple of decades where I didn't get along with my dad. When I moved to Charlotte, my relationship with my dad really improved. We're really close now. Hey, that's cool, man. I'm glad you still have it. My parents have been married for 51 years, man. That's awesome, man.
Yes.
They're on a cruise right now celebrating their 51st. Man, salute to them.
Most definitely.
Salute to them.
Happy anniversary.
Me and my wife will be celebrating 40 years this year. Her health has been tough this year, but she's doing okay.
Well, my wife has put up with me for 10
years.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. I didn't know it'd been that long.
Well, my wife brought me and my father back together.
Really?
Oh, she helped tremendously. My wife she's just an amazing woman, but she helped a lot.
Thank you, Bruce. Me and my wife, that was one of the reasons I said, like, we can't get divorced. We cannot get divorced. I lived through it. I'm not going to live through it, that way. But I said,
me and my wife have an agreement. If we fight, whatever, get over it.
Yeah.
The D word is not in the discussion.
40 years. And then congrats, Paul, on 10 years. So awesome stuff. So, my dad is gone. Your dad is gone. So when you hear a song like that Michael and the Mechanics, man,
it just brings tears.
It just touches your heart, man. I've lost my mom, and, it's tough. But a lot of times we did, I think because of the generation that they were, maybe that's some of the reasons why some have a complicated. Listen, I am not a fan at all of Jane Fonda, but let me say this on Golden Pond, I get.
Yeah.
She had a complicated relationship with her dad, the legendary actor that he was.
Yeah.
That movie, forget the politics, forget who they are in their real lives.
Yeah.
That movie is so hard to watch because it's like they're in the same room, but they're not saying what they really want to say.
Yeah.
And my dad had a hard time showing emotion, or when I don't mean like crying, but I mean he didn't tell you how he felt. He just that was not who he was. I didn't hear until
generation, man.
I know. I didn't
it's
hear until the
completely
last 2 years of his life that he loved me. I never heard that. I knew he loved me. He'd hug me, and then, of course, he'd punch me in the side or something. You know,
Right.
he'd get me in a headlock. That was his way of saying he loved me.
Yeah.
But Broski says I'm finally tying the knot. I'm moving to Toronto and getting married up there. I'll need to live there for 2 years, and then we'll move back to U.S. I never thought I'd meet someone, but hey, congratulations,
Congratulations, man.
At the age of
awesome.
48. Man, that's awesome, man. Everybody deserves somebody, you know.
That's exactly.
Everybody deserves
right.
somebody.
I'm glad you found her.
Well, man, that is.
And you're gonna have to let us know how Toronto is. You know,
yeah, how's
hopefully,
Toronto?
you
Yeah,
know, you might be part of the United States before it's over with. You never know.
the state of Canada.
Yeah, you know, Canada might.
That's how we counter California. We just make it conservative.
California's going to fall off into the ocean. I mean, you know, goodness gracious.
All right, let's talk about 91.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be right back. Go ahead and bring it up.
Well, Broski has put a bunch in here for us, and we'll talk through some of these.
Oh, I've got some good ones as well.
And Paul wants to talk about them, so let me get all the way back here, and we're going to talk about some of these bands. Last week we talked about the big albums from, and I like to say albums. I don't apologize for it. Oh, by the way, while Paul's out there, the artist that we had on the interview with Suzanne's band, my CD. See, they still sell them. This is her new album. This is Suzanne's band, the fourth album, Bandana Woman. She was the one on the show. It just came in today. I was like a kid in the candy store. Got to open up the CD, got the little pull out there, got the stuff. I hadn't even had a chance to read it yet. How cool. Then you got the back, and I love the imagery. She said they did those pictures, I think she said in Texas. I think that's where she said. Love this. Check out Suzanne's band. They are awesome. She asked me today because she knew it was delivered. Did everything come in good? And I said, well, I'm at work. I don't know. When I get home, I will find out. Folks, I've not even opened it up yet. I've not even opened like the little inside. And yes, we have all the songs listed. Does she put in here? Oh, how cool. Yes, it has the lyrics. Thank you so much. How cool is that? Bandana Woman. And remember, she said that she was her influences were Jimmy Buffett, Sheryl Crow, and somebody else. I don't remember who she said. I thought that was cool. So very, very cool. It's some good music. Some good music. She is a dual citizen of Italy, Brazil, and she's been working there for 5 years. I'll be living downtown Toronto. It is a great city. I have friends that live there and have been there. I like it, but we're moving back to the U.S., except for the snow. This is just the legal way I need to do things so she can get her green. Sure. Man, go for it. And here, it's actually a pain to get now after all the fraud that's happened here. Sure.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and y'all, prayers for y'all while y'all navigate that.
Most definitely.
I've had friends whose spouses got trapped over in the country, and it took a lot of money and a lot of legal to get them in. But I got it in today, dude.
Oh, awesome.
Right in. It's great to open up a CD.
It
now,
is.
I wish I'd had the album. I would, but hey, I'll take that.
And if you haven't seen the interview with Mia, please.
Oh man, you got to watch that.
Yeah.
She's
something else.
She's really great. All right, 1991. We'll go back, and Broski had put in some stuff for us because it was a powerhouse year for music. I was not a huge fan, but there's no doubt that Nirvana's album Nevermind was massive. The teen angst.
Yep.
They really got into that.
Grunge
Teen,
rock.
what was that? Teen Spirit? Was that the name
Teen
of the
Spirit
song?
was one of them.
Huge. The video, they played it religiously on MTV. Oh my gosh.
I like Dave Grohl. I like the drummer.
I like Dave Grohl. You know,
I like what he's done with the Foo Fighters and stuff.
I like Dave. What was it? The bass player threw the bass up, hit himself in the head in one of those concerts or something. I remember that.
I never was a Nirvana fan.
Of course, no, I wasn't a Nirvana fan, and Nirvana, of course, his life was short.
Yeah.
You know, we'll say it that way. But Nirvana,
he was gifted. He was definitely gifted.
He was definitely gifted. He touched a lot of people. I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
No.
I think that
Everybody's got their own.
he was he had a lot going on inside, and I think we just kind of hit that time where there was a lot of people. To me, the whole grunge thing was a lot of people were depressed, and it really highlighted depression.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was some great music,
There were a lot,
but think about a lot of those
beginning
songs
of
and
mental
stuff.
illness decline as far as places where you could go. You know, there
Yeah.
was a lot of things first starting up, different medications. You know, I remember that time. You know, my mom was a depressed woman, and she went through some, you know, and she ended up having to go to a place. The first time I went and visited her at Moccasin Bend, I said, no, you are not staying here.
Yeah,
I took her out.
I hear you. Yeah, it's tough, man. Was you a fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers? They had an album that year as well.
Never really was.
I was never one
Pepper
either.
fan.
I will
Flea,
say,
I thought was interesting. You know, he was an interesting guy, but no, I never really was.
the closest I would say I'll come to being a fan of anything they did. What was that? Californication? Wasn't that the song?
I don't,
Interesting song. I would say
the one about living under a bridge, or
I don't remember what it was about, but I've heard people at work play it,
Yeah,
and I would say, okay, I can appreciate the music in
I
that,
know
maybe
that
the song, but
they've had.
I'm not a fan of Flea or anything. I just don't like that whole stick that he has. He's talented. I get it. I just
Right.
I didn't care. But I
just thought it
there's
was
no doubt their place in music history is
Oh, yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and that was they had at least one massive album, if not two, and I think they're going to go on tour again. I think if I remember right,
But they're still a young group.
well, fairly young, you know. I don't know if they still does Flea still come out in his underwear,
I have no idea.
dude. Come on, man.
I have no idea.
I don't want to see some dude in his underwear coming out and playing. I just don't. You know, I never got that, but I guess I don't know. The Black Album, Metallica, when all the people became Metallica fans, and all the purists, all the early Metallica fans hated that album because they said they what?
Sold out.
Sold out. The phrase sell out.
Yep.
But I will guarantee you those same people sit and listen to some of those songs on that album.
You
I
know
could be
they
wrong. And I might be called a liar for that.
Nah, they do.
They bought the album. They just called them a solo. But what made them mad is that was their band, aggression, mosh pit, and all
Yeah.
that. It was a slicker album.
That was.
They did, but they did. Hey,
But
you
look
know
how
what?
many more people got introduced to their music because they toned
And
it down. Just a
well,
touch.
and they said that was the yuppies and everything else trying to be heavy metal when they weren't.
Well,
You know, I think it's a brilliant album.
I
Inner
never considered
Sandman.
myself a yuppie, but
Inner Sandman has one of the best intros to
Oh,
any
I
song
agree.
ever.
yeah,
I mean, they played that at ball. You know, you've made it if your song
Yeah.
makes it into ball games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that is a great intro. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of Lars, but man, that was a killer drum beat coming
yeah,
in.
well,
And you know, I mean, they've hung around. You know, I don't. You know, they've been pretty consistent for a long time. Of course, they lost
they
their
did.
legendary bass player in the bus accident. And Jason Newsted, I really don't like how that ended. I think he got a raw deal out of that. He was a huge fan and a member of that band. But they've been with Trillo. His name is Robert Trillo. But they've been with him forever. I mean, you know, they've had a lot of demons in their life. I mean, especially
but they've hit a lot of highs.
But they have. I mean, well, I would just say
soundtrack for
alcoholism,
Mission Impossible.
alcoholism, drug abuse. I mean,
Yeah.
like a lot of bands.
Yeah.
But that album it was a multi-platinum album. Was the Black Album.
Yep.
And honestly, I will say this: after that, they really didn't do a whole lot. I will admit, with Metallica fans, their stuff after that, I think Megadeth was bigger than them on what they were putting out. Better, I'll just say better. People can argue
Megadeth
the
was
point.
An awesome band in their own.
They were.
They just.
You know, they've got this new last tour, and he's got I think it'd be. I love to read biographies. Dave Mustaine has a biography that's a memoir that's going to be
Right.
coming out next year. I will read that. I imagine it's going to be pretty amazing. So yeah, was fan of the Black Album, Up Down?
Yes, I was a big fan of the Black Album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me catch up with Broski's comments because I pulled up the chat here to see that. Kurt Cobain's death was just audited by a police captain. He concluded there was no way Cobain killed himself. I've been hearing about this.
Yeah.
Rumors floating around the case might get reopened. And you know what? It should. If somebody did something wrong. I heard about this.
Hard
but
to shoot yourself with a shotgun.
I honestly don't know the information on it. We had a case like this around here that took several years, but they said a guy killed himself. He was murdered. The guy's been arrested, convicted. He'll spend the rest of his life in jail. So it does happen.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Nirvana or Pearl Jam fan. It was more hard rock than heavy metal. Ride the Lightning was their best album and a top 5 album for me all time. I think a lot of people would agree with you. So, yes, he mentioned that. Pearl Jam Alive. That was a massive, massive album. Pearl Jam.
I like some of Eddie's stuff, but I mean, he was another Jim Morrison. He was a weirdo in a way, but it worked for him. It's
Did
part
you
of that
like
grunge stuff again.
Do you like Alive? Do you like the song Alive?
Yes.
What's the song, the controversial song that the mother of the child I didn't like that he did the song Jeremy, right?
Yes,
Just simply called Jeremy.
Yeah.
And that's about a real case.
Yeah.
Where a young
Yeah,
teenager
that was
shot up a school. Is that right? Yeah. A lot of people. She didn't like that they did that. Of course, Nirvana got caught grief about that baby in the pool too for that album cover. Talking about album covers.
Yeah.
They switched that out later. I think people. I think Walmart was one that said they wouldn't sell it. They had to have an alternative album cover because of that.
Yep.
But there's been the lawsuit failed. They tried to sue them for that. I think later on, the baby that was the guy grown up that was the baby in the pool. I think he brought a lawsuit, and I don't think he won it. I think it failed. So.
How do you prove it? You can't do DNA off an album cover.
Well, I don't. The premise of it is that he was abused, because of that. Interesting thing.
Yeah.
But Pearl Jam 10. I like some of the songs on that album. They have. Listen, you've kind of made it when you have your own Sirius XM station, and they have the Pearl Jam station. So there's enough people out there listening that keeps that station there, like their Ozzy Boneyard, or there's other artists.
Yeah.
Okay, the big one of the big ones, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Huge, huge album. Again, a little bit slicker, obviously, than Appetite.
Right.
It took forever and a day to get that out. Obviously, I mean, you think about 87 when Appetite came out, and then all the way to 91. And I know we had that little lies or whatever it was in between or whatever.
Right.
But it took a while. A lot of the material
was
was left over from the Appetite sessions. Don't Cry, I think, was one of those, and maybe a couple of others. Did you buy Use Your Illusion 1 or 2?
No, I didn't.
You're not a fan of Guns N' Roses?
I am not.
Broski, do you like Guns N' Roses? Anybody else? It had November Rain, massive, massive hit.
I'm not saying they didn't have some, halfway decent music. Sweet Child of Mine was except for him screaming, a good song. November Rain wasn't that bad.
November Rain was a classic. It'll go down.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
It is.
Slash does some beautiful guitar work in that song. I'm a fan, even if I wasn't a fan of the band, which I am. I'm not the fan. I'm not saying I'm a Guns expert. I'm not. But there is a guy that has a show on here in Chattanooga. He was involved with rock and roll, and he was connected to Guns. And he on his show he talks a lot about the early days and what it took to sign them and all that.
Right.
So they got rich and but it's a great 1-2 album. I went to the midnight sale. My buddy bought the Guns albums. We bought the Def Leppard, or I bought the Def Leppard Adrenalize album, and there was some other albums being sold. This is a midnight sale. That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Do they ever do that anymore? The midnight album sale or midnight sale?
I doubt that. You can get everything right here.
Well, I know, but I missed that. You would wait up and go stand in line at the music
Pitch a
store
tent if you had
for the
to.
midnight sale because that would be the next day and when it come out. Man, that was fun. Man, I did that 2 or 3 times. I love that to be able to go do that. But very successful. A couple of the songs, like Civil War, is one of my favorite Guns songs.
Right.
And I do love their remake. I don't like a lot of remakes, but Live and Let Die, I love that remake. And another song, the song from Terminator, what was that one? Oh my goodness. They played it in the Terminator 2. Terminator 2, or is it Terminator 3? 2, I believe. Oh my gosh, I just went blank. But I know it. I can't think of the name. But I did like that album, and I listened to it a lot. But I was around some people that were bigger Guns fans.
Right.
Man, they wore that out when I was around. I mean, that's what they were. That's all they listened to, and I wouldn't say I was that way at all. Broski says the chick in the November Rain video was a mega babe, legendary. Broski said, "I love Guns N' Roses' first 2 albums." Okay, hey, their talent is there. Of course, they have been recording they supposedly have a full length album ready to go, maybe more than a full length album. They've been writing a lot. They've been very busy getting those albums out. Duff McKagan has a show on with his wife, 3 Chords and the Truth. I listen to it sometimes. They get into some stuff I'm not really into, but it can be interesting. But that's been a pretty long running show on Sirius XM. 3 Chords and the Truth, or something like that. Broski said, I've seen more cocaine done in public at bars and at parties to not train my Michelle, and you're crazy. It's so easy. Yeah. Listen, Appetite is one of the top 5 albums of all time. I'll say that, no matter the artist. I'm sorry, that album changed. That album, in a large way, rescued rock and roll. I mean, it was so raw,
right?
Up the nose, so cutting. I mean, it's just legend. But the problem with the Illusion is 1 and 2 is one of my friends said he wished they'd just done one album. They probably put too much material out, but it had been a while, so they just threw the kitchen sink at it. The problem is it's always going to be compared to Appetite, which is not fair. Right. If you don't have Appetite and you just have Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, wow, I think it's even much bigger. But people are going to gauge it against Appetite. When you come out of the box with an album like that, you can never top that. There's no way.
Well, it came out of the gate 1 and 2.
But you're just not
going. Debut, didn't it?
Yeah, but that's because everybody's buying the album at that. I mean, it sold a lot of albums. What I'm saying is, though, critics and even Guns fans will never say that those albums were better than Appetite.
Right.
I don't think they will. Somebody can say that I'm wrong there. But, it's like comparing the Black Album to Ride the Lightning. It's completely different. You're absolutely right. You can't do it. And I'm not knocking either album. They're both, I think they stand alone. You don't need to compare them. What else did Broski put in here? Oh, Tongue Baby, U2. I was old U2 fan. After a point, I quit listening to them. Really, I didn't care for it. But they're legendary. But I go way back, Sunday Bloody Sunday and all that. I used to love that. Right. You know, they was an interesting band in that at one time 3 of the members of the band were very, very religious. And
they started off as a Christian band.
They were going to quit.
They played Christian venues.
They were going to quit, and they were going to do worship music. Yeah. And the drummer said, "No, we need to stay a band." And the management, they kept talking to them. You can do a lot of good in the world with the money you're going to make and the message of putting it out there. And of course, Bono and they caved and went with it, but they were dead serious. They were talking about stopping. They really didn't want the trappings of success. They were trying to change the world. I mean, Bono was for sure. I think,
he did to
a degree.
Yeah.
Well, the funniest thing ever was seeing Bush and Bono teaming up to get money for Africa or something. What a pairing. Pretty amazing. So, that's a huge set of albums. REM, Out of Time. I was never an REM fan. Michael Jackson, Dangerous, he puts in here.
Mariah Carey had an album come out.
One of my favorites, Soundgarden, Bad Motor Finger.
Oh,
yeah.
Love Soundgarden, man.
Love that, absolutely. I never bought a U2 album, but liked a decent amount of their songs. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I ever bought one either, but I would say I did like Streets of No Name. What was that? It was a Joshua Tree, right? Was the name of the album.
Joshua Tree, yeah.
Huge album. So you had Octung Baby and you had Joshua Tree. But I did like some of their songs,
I'm not saying that I didn't like any of their music, but
Edge is a different kind of player. It's amazing the music they play with a guy that's really a rhythm guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays different. He doesn't play like which nobody plays a lot, but they have left their mark. Their tours were massive. If I remember right, it took 118 wheelers to haul that tour around. 100, and I think it was 50 that would take you had one stage being set up at the next city, and the 50 trucks with that, and 50 trucks to pack all this one up that they just did. But I think it was 118 wheelers. Imagine, I mean, massive stage.
Now, is U2, did they, no. Are they the ones that always flew in a helicopter?
I don't know about that.
I'm trying to. If I could be making this up in my
Yeah,
head,
broski.
but
Hey, if you want to talk about '91 with R&B and hip hop, throw it out there, man. It's all about all music. I got
well,
my
I
hand
said
up there.
Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey had one come out. 91.
Okay, did you a Mariah Carey
Never
fan?
was.
But yeah, she did. So who'd you like, broski? Talk to us. We got a few minutes. What did
Let's
what,
hear it.
what did you like? R&B, and then we're gonna lose Instagram. Sorry, folks on Instagram. I'm not gonna reset it.
Yeah.
We lose it. We'll get that time back later. I just have to have a lot of shows under my belt. So,
Right.
for those listening, because we're not gonna be on that much longer. So yeah, I would like to know who you liked, man. What was the R&B especially? I'm curious about the R&B because I do like some R&B. I'm not a hip hop fan, but you can talk about it. A Tribe Called Quest. I do know them. The Low End Theory. They were very big at that time. I remember them. I can't remember their songs, but I know I never bought it. But
wasn't he the guy that's on Jimmy Fallon's show, the drummer or something? Wasn't he in A Tribe Called Quest?
I don't ever watch his show, so I don't know.
Either.
I'm just not a fan.
I can't think of it.
A Tribe Called Quest. Neat name. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was. So was Wu-Tang Clan.
Did you buy that?
You don't want me to answer that.
Naughty by nature. Naughty by nature, he says. My fire went away. We'll turn it off. That was what was great about that time. It just seemed like there were so many bands. Cypress Hill, I remember them. I've heard a couple of their songs. Cypress Hill, they definitely left a mark. Cypress Hill. I just don't know their stuff because, like I said, I wasn't a fan, I would say, of that time. And he just mentioned you were big in Wu-Tang Clan. I do remember them. What was that band that would go around that? Boys to Men. Oh, that was huge. Yeah, Boys to Men was huge, and I remember Cooley High Harmony. Yeah, those were big songs. Some of their songs were getting in movies and TV shows, and that was a massive hit maker. Boys to Men.
Yeah, they were.
He said he was a big Wu-Tang Clan fan.
Were you?
Broski, not
Wu-Tang.
What about and around that time frame? It might have been a little bit. I think they were still putting out some hits. I don't know about '91, but Duran Duran. Do you like them?
I did like some of their early stuff. Like from back in the mid early '80s.
Girls on Film and
Other than that, I wasn't a
Depeche Mode.
Never was a big Depeche Mode fan.
From Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, how do you say that? Jodeci? Is that how you say that? I don't know.
Jodeci.
Forever My Lady. Seal. Massive.
I liked Seal.
Seal had some good songs. What was the one about the roses? Oh my gosh, man. My brain not working it out. But that song is still played on.
Crazy is one that I like.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Seal was. And who did he date? He was with somebody famous there for a while.
I know he suffered a terrible, terrible accident and was scarred for life.
Yeah.
But he came back and he had some good music.
He came back. Prince of the New Power Generation, Diamond and Pearls. Prince was any generation, man, any year.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever he did, he was certainly
unique to
huge
himself.
at that time, no doubt. Yeah, that's still his heyday right there.
Yep.
I mean, that was just crazy music, man. I mean, the amount of music.
I agree.
Paula Abdul, Spellbound was big. It was very big. Very, very big. I worked with a friend, and she was a huge Paula Abdul fan. Whenever I was playing music in the office, they'd always say, if I ever put on Paula, she'd say, you have to play, I forget the big song. You got to play that before I go home. I got to hear it,
Right.
But cool, broski. Well, we have eclipsed our hour here a little bit.
Yeah, I've got to head back to the ridge.
We got to get Biscuit Boy to his bed, and I do appreciate it. I enjoy
Broski, congratulations once again, brother. Very happy for you, man. We have to, I can't wait to document the journey. It's gonna be awesome.
Like Paul said, Mariah Carey emotions. She was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff, man. Hey, y'all have a great night, and we'll see you in the morning on the Cornbread Man Morning Show.
I'm gonna start trying to make some of those.
Well, we come on up.
I might still be awake after drinking this horsepower coffee. I'm telling you, this stuff works, boy.
I tried to
Good
get
stuff.
Brent up tonight, but he was so busy. So I think next week we're going to try to have him up, maybe.
Sweet.
So everybody have a great night.
Good night,
We'll
everybody.
go out with some music, and thanks for playing along. We appreciate everybody dropping in. Take care.
Free!